This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, it'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Hell in a Cell 2022 review. So here we go, discussing about Hell in a Cell tonight. If you have yet, go check out my predictions. Because I have some predictions I made, and so far I'm 1-0 on the predictions. So yeah, but here we go, discussing about Hell in a Cell. It was the first match of the night. It was the WWE Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch in a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. And this match, great match. It was good that this match was the match that opened up the show. Like, it was a really good match between all three of these women. There's a few times Becky Lynch almost won, and same for Asuka and them. And Bianca was doing great as well. At one point, we actually see Becky hit the manhandle slam onto Bianca. She pinned her 1, 2. Asuka barely breaking up the pin at the count of 2. At one point, there was a cool moment where Becky Lynch actually locked on the disarm her onto Asuka, like where on the top rope pretty much, which was pretty cool. And then at one point, we actually see Asuka lock on the Asuka lock onto Becky Lynch, but then Becky Lynch was trying to roll through, like kick off the turnbuckles and stuff, trying to roll into a pin onto Asuka, but Asuka rolled back out, keeping on the Asuka lock, and then it got broken up and everything from Bianca. But then at the ending of this match, we seen Bianca was about to lift up Asuka for the KOD onto her, but then Becky Lynch comes up and knocks Bianca out the ring, and then hits Asuka with her finisher move, the manhandle slam, pins her 1, 2. Bianca comes in, breaks up the pin by grabbing Becky and throwing her out the ring, and then goes for the pin onto Asuka 1, 2, 3. It was all over there. So yeah, Bianca Belair defeated Asuka and Becky Lynch in the triple threat match and has retained the Raw Women's Championship. So you have a really good match. Like I said, the crowd was into it. Great match between these three women. Great match to kick off the show. Really good. For this match, though, I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good match between these three women. Like I said, 4 stars. That's why I'll give the match. But then, after the match was over, we seen MVP and Omos talking backstage, talking about their match against Bobby Lashley tonight. And then we see Cedric Alexander come up and pretty much was talking about, like, I got a plan. How about I come in this match and clip Bobby Lashley's leg, and then we can make it like a 3-on-1 handicap, pretty much. And then MVP was like, look, I understand you try to get in my good graces and all that, but accept the fact that the Hurt Business is no more. And then Cedric was like, come on, man, I can help you out. And then Omos looks at him and says, just go. And then Cedric walks away. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff, though. But up next, it will be that handicap match, actually. It will be Omos and MVP versus Bobby Lashley in the 2-on-1 handicap match up next on Hell in a Cell. So, yeah, that match will be happening up next. So, yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So, the next thing to happen on Hell in a Cell, it was a 2-on-1 handicap match. It was Omos and MVP versus Bobby Lashley in the handicap match, and it was a pretty good handicap match, not even going to lie. At one point, we actually see MVP starting off the match against Lashley, but then MVP playing mind games with Lashley, tags in Omos quickly and all that stuff. And then in the middle of the match, at one point, we seen MVP hit the big boot onto Lashley in the corner, and Lashley went over the top rope, and then he tags at Omos. Omos runs over there with like a shoulder block onto Bobby Lashley through the barricade outside the ring, and Bobby Lashley almost got counted out, but he got back in at the count of 9. And then at the ending of this match, we see MVP. He was the one that was tagged in at the end. He got hit with the spear by Bobby Lashley because he was trying to mess around. He had Lashley up, actually, and he was about to hit the playmaker onto Lashley, but then he was telling Omos, he said, watch this, and then Lashley, of course, fought out that. He hits Omos in the face, and then he speared MVP, pins him, and then Omos breaks up the pin at 2, and then Cedric actually came out, jumped off the top turnbuckle. He got caught in the air by Omos. Omos throws him over the top rope, and then Lashley hits the spear onto Omos, and that took Omos out for the rest of the match. And then MVP was trying to hit that big boot in the corner onto Bobby Lashley. Lashley moved out the way, and then Lashley locked on the Hurt Lock onto MVP, making him tap out, and he won the match. So yeah, Bobby Lashley defeated Omos and MVP tonight in the 2-on-1 handicap match. In my predictions, I said the same thing. I literally said that Bobby Lashley was going to win the match, and MVP was going to be the one to pretty much take the L for the match. So yeah, I called both of those things. So yeah, 2-0 right now in the predictions and stuff so far. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. Not too bad. I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give that match. But yeah, hopefully this will be the end of the feud. And at one point we actually did see Lashley celebrating. He grabbed the WWE Championship from like somebody in the crowd and pretty much saying like he's going after the title, and then gave the title back and all that stuff. So yeah, it looks like he'll be going after the WWE Championship. So yeah, hopefully that'll be the end of the feud. But up next, we're going to be seeing Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel up next on Hell in a Cell. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Hell in a Cell, it was a one-on-one match. It was Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel one-on-one. It was a pretty good match though. At one point, right when the match started, we seen Ezekiel hitting a jumping knee to the face on Owens, and then climbed up the turnbuckle, hitting an elbow drop, pinning him. Owens barely kicked out at 2, right in the beginning of the match, and like I said, it was a pretty good match. Owens was doing a lot of moves that we haven't seen him do lately, like the moonsault off the second turnbuckle and stuff, which was pretty cool that he was bringing that back. At one point, Ezekiel did get busted open in this match when he got thrown into the ring post. I don't know if that was accidental or what, but yeah, he got busted open in the match. And then at one point, Ezekiel was trying to roll up Owens, but he kicked out at 2. And then Owens at one point hit the pop-up powerbomb onto Ezekiel, and Ezekiel barely kicked out at 2 as well. But then at the very ending of this match, we see Ezekiel climb up the top turnbuckle. He gets hit with a super kick while he's up there on the turnbuckle. Falls down, he gets hit with the cannonball after that, and then got hit with a stunner by Kevin Owens, and then Owens pinned him for the 3 count. So yeah, Kevin Owens defeated Ezekiel tonight on Hell in a Cell. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. So if you want to go check it out, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give the match. Really good match between the two guys. So yeah, great match between them two. So yeah, if you have yet, go check it out. But up next we're going to be seeing Judgment Day versus Styles, Balor, and Liv Morgan up next on Hell in a Cell. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Hell in a Cell, it was a 6-person tag team match. It was Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. Judgment Day versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan in a 6-person tag team match. And this match, it was really good. Great, very great. At one point, we seen Styles hit the phenomenal forearm onto Edge, pinning him 1, 2. Priest actually dragged Styles out the ring, so yeah, breaking up the pin at the count of 2. And then at the very ending of this match, we seen it was Finn Balor and Edge that was the legal men in this match. At one point, Finn Balor was taking control of this match, but then Damian Priest comes in, attacking Balor, kicking him upside the head and stuff, and then that's when AJ Styles had enough, jumped off the top rope, hitting a phenomenal forearm onto Priest, and then Edge took out Styles as well, and then Balor finally got back up and started beating down Edge as well, and then he climbs up the top turnbuckle, about his finisher move, the coup de grace onto Edge, but then all of a sudden Rhea Ripley comes up, standing in front of him, and pretty much blocking him from doing that move. And then Liv Morgan comes up, jumps on Rhea Ripley's back, and both of them goes out the ring as well. And then Balor jumps off the top turnbuckle with the coup de grace, but misses because Edge moved out of the way. And then that gave Edge the perfect opportunity to hit the spear onto Finn Balor and then pin him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Judgment Day defeated Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan tonight in the 6-person tag team match. That's what happened. It was a really good match. If you have yet, go check out that match. But yeah, like I said in my predictions, Judgment Day needed a win because it's the first time that they was in a tag team match as a faction. So yeah, it was great to see them win. I like Edge's attire with the purple and black. It's cool. It's still weird to see Edge wrestle with short hair now. So yeah, that was interesting. But and Rhea Ripley had nice attire as well, where she usually wears like the tights and stuff. Pretty much she was not wearing the tights and all that stuff. So yeah, her attire was pretty cool as well. But yeah, it was a pretty good six-man tag team match, six-person tag team match. So yeah, if you have Bianca, check out that match. I'll give that match 3 stars. That's why. Well, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. That's why I'll give that match. Pretty good match. But then backstage, we seen Bobby Lashley walking. He spots Cedric and he looks at Cedric. He goes like, "What was that for?" And then Cedric said, "I interfered in that match, not for you. It was for me because I got tired of people putting me down." That's what he was saying. And then Bobby Lashley said, "Good." And then walks away and he says, "By the way, don't never interfere in my matches again," and then leaves. So yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin up next on Hell in the Cell. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Hell in the Cell, it was a one-on-one match. It was Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin, one-on-one in a no-holds-barred match. And it was an okay match. Nothing really too special, except the ending was pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, they kept on using a lot of steel chairs, just like during this match. Like, no tables, no nothing else, just steel chairs after steel chairs. There was one cool moment, though, where Corbin actually put the steel chair around Madcap's head, and then, like, ran it into the announce table, which was pretty cool. He throws him back into the ring, and then grabs the steel stairs, brings it into the ring, and instead of going for like the pin or whatever after that move, he puts the steel stairs like in the corner at the turnbuckle and stuff, and then he was grabbing Madcap Moss to try to powerbomb him onto it. Madcap Moss escaped from the powerbomb, lift him up, hits a fallaway slam onto Corbin, like on the steel stairs that was like in the corner, standing up, and then after that, he hit his finisher move, the punch line onto Corbin, and then if that wasn't enough, he grabs the steel chair, wraps it around Corbin's head, grabs the large steel steps, and then drops it right onto the steel chair where his head was at. So yeah, and then he pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Madcap Moss defeated Happy Corbin tonight in the no holds barred match. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, we see Corbin getting stretchered out and stuff. So yeah, it looks like he'll probably be out for a while. But yeah, like in my predictions, I literally said that was probably going to be the ending anyways. So yeah, like so far I am 5-0 so far in the predictions. So yeah, I haven't gotten one wrong, and I pretty much said that this was probably going to be the ending of that match too. So yeah, but yeah, it was an okay match for that match. I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. Still to come later on tonight, it'll be the Hell in a Cell match. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins 1-on-1. I don't know how Cody Rhodes is going to be like because apparently he got injury and stuff. So yeah, we'll see that later on tonight. But still to come, I think it'll be probably up next. Actually, it is up next. The United States Champion Theory versus Mustafa Ali 1-on-1 for the United States Championship. So yeah, the U.S. title will be on the line up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Hell in a Cell. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Hell in a Cell, it was a one-on-one match. It was the United States Champion Theory versus Mustafa Ali 1-on-1 for the United States Championship, and it was a pretty good match. It was really good. Now, of course, Hell in a Cell is in Chicago tonight, so yeah, it's Mustafa Ali's hometown. So yeah, and his ring gear looks pretty nice. He got like the Chicago flag and stuff on his ring gear. So yeah, pretty nice ring gear as well. But yeah, it was a pretty good match between the two. But at the ending of this match, we seen Ali actually hit a nice tornado DDT type move onto Theory when he was like coming through the second rope. So yeah, that looked really nice. It stunned him really good. He climbed up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the 450, but Theory moved out of the way and Ali smacked the mat. And then Theory started going after Ali's leg a little bit, hitting the chop block and stuff. Got him up on his shoulders, his A-Town down, and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Theory defeated Mustafa Ali tonight in the one-on-one match, and he has retained the United States Championship. So yeah, it was a pretty good match. If you have yet, go check out that match. I'll give it 2 stars. That's why I'll give it pretty good match between those two guys. But up next, it will be the main event. It will be Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, one-on-one inside Hell in a Cell. So yeah, the only Hell in a Cell match will be up next in the main event. So yeah, but like I said, pretty good match between Theory and Mustafa Ali. I'll give it 2 stars. Theory retained the U.S. title. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing happens on Hell in a Cell. See you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on Hell in a Cell, it was the main event. It was Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, one-on-one inside Hell in a Cell. So yeah, the main event was the Hell in a Cell match. This is the one and only Hell in a Cell match that you think about it on this whole card. Like, that's crazy. Because usually they throw like about 2 or 3 of them on like each Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. So yeah, but you know what? It's good because all those other feuds that was going into Hell in a Cell didn't need a Hell in a Cell match at all. So in this one, it needed it pretty much. Even though I'll go ahead and get to what I gotta talk about. Now this main event, yeah, go check it out. Really good match. Let's talk about Seth Rollins' ring gear. Seth Rollins' ring gear coming into this match. Man, this man was wearing the polka dots. The disrespect that Seth Rollins was bringing to Cody Rhodes, just so disrespectful, wearing the polka dots, for what Dusty Rhodes has. So yeah, Seth Rollins wearing the polka dots going into this match. Very disrespectful. And now, since we got done talking about Seth Rollins' attire, let's go ahead and talk about Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, if you guys haven't heard, he got a pec injury, and man, that shit looks horrible. I'm not even going to lie. Like, it looks very bad. I gotta give Cody Rhodes props for performing tonight, and even in the Hell in a Cell match. Like, a regular match is one thing, but a Hell in a Cell match where you can use all those weapons and stuff, crazy, very crazy. Apparently, he had this injury. I think it was probably yesterday. He says he got this injury, either yesterday or Friday. One of those 2 days. Like, apparently, he was weight training and stuff, and he torn or whatever happened to his pec. I don't know what type of torn it is, but he injured his pec, and it's very bad. It's like all purplish and stuff, so yeah, it's very bruised and all that. But yeah, he went into this match. Going into it, it was very insane. Let's go ahead and talk about this match because it's going to be a very long video, I can already tell. So, Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes inside Hell in a Cell. Very good match, like I said. If you have yet, go check it out. At one point, we've seen Rollins actually going after the pec a lot of times in this match. Like, he kept on going at it multiple times. Cody Rhodes, you can hear him screaming and stuff during this match. At one point, we see Seth Rollins bringing the table, jumping off with the frog splash off the top turnbuckle, but Rhodes moved out the way and Rollins went crashing through it. He started bleeding from the arm because of going through the table and shit. So I guess he cut up his arm and started bleeding. And then at one point he actually brings in another table, puts it in the corner, power bombs Cody Rhodes through it and shit. They used kendo sticks and stuff in this match. At one point, Cody actually went and actually, before I get to that, Seth Rollins actually got out of the ring and grabbed a weight belt with polka dots on it, and he started whipping Cody with it and all that. And then Cody Rhodes starts fighting back a little bit, and then Cody got out of the ring. Got bull rope actually, for his dad and shit, and he wrapped it around his wrist, and then he told Seth to wrap the other end on his wrist. Seth actually goes for it. And then Cody starts whipping him with the bull rope and shit. And then at one point, Rhodes actually hit the crossroads onto Seth. Seth barely kicking out too. And then at one point, Seth was going to win this match where he hit the curb stomp on Cody. And Cody barely kicking out too as well. But then we get to almost to the end of the match where Seth was trying to hit the pedigree onto Cody, but Cody reversed and hit the pedigree onto Seth, pins him 1, 2, Seth barely kicking out at 2. They get the sledgehammer inside the ring, and then at the ending, we seen Seth Rollins hit a crossroads on the Cody Rhodes, but then Cody Rhodes, when Seth Rollins rolls through, about to hit a second crossroads on the road on the Cody Cody reverses it and hits a crossroads of his own onto Seth, and couldn't get the pin and stuff. But then at the very ending, after Seth done brought in the sledgehammer, Cody Rhodes hits a crossroads once, and then he hits another one on the Seth, and then it looks like he's about to hit the third one on the Seth, but instead he lets Seth go, and then he goes and grabs the sledgehammer and hits Seth Rollins in the face with the sledgehammer, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Cody Rhodes defeated Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. That's what happened. It was a really good match. If you have yet, go check it out. Like I said, gotta give Cody Rhodes props and gotta give him some respect for going into this match with that type of injury. Like, it was very bad, and he still had like a very good match. And man, if this didn't get you to love Cody Rhodes, it better, because freaking he went to this match with some injuries and pretty much probably came out beaten up way worse. So yeah, hopefully the injury did not got worse or anything, and hopefully he's actually be okay. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, very good match, and this got to make Cody Rhodes like the ultimate babyface at this point, because man, like, going in with the injury and still coming out as a winner and stuff, like, damn, like, this guy's to give Cody Rhodes like the ultimate babyface of all time, like, at this point. But yeah, looks like the feud is probably over now between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Hopefully they go separate ways now. This trilogy that they've been having has been very great. Like, the feud has been amazing. Great feud. Cody Rhodes won all 3 matches against Rollins, but shit, every time when Seth Rollins gets in the feud with somebody like Edge and Cody Rhodes and all that, all the feuds has been freaking fantastic. Seth Rollins gets to win the title soon. And same for Cody Rhodes. But yeah, in my predictions, I said Seth Rollins was going to win this match stuff, but that actually was wrong. So yeah, I was 6-1. Still got 6 of the matches right, but the last one I couldn't get right. But yeah, like I said, it sucks that the feud gets to come to an end, probably. We'll know. We'll see until tomorrow night on Raw, so yeah. But so far, well, it looks like this feud is possibly ended now. Great way to end off the feud. Hopefully the injury with Cody Rhodes is not that bad. Hopefully it ain't like too serious, like he won't be out for months. So yeah, hopefully he'll be okay. Seth Rollins done very great as well. But yeah, the main event was excellent. It was very good. For the main event, well, it was a very good match. But with Cody Rhodes and stuff as a babyface, I gotta give it 4.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. I'll give this match 4.5 stars. It have you in your feelings and all that, feeling bad for Cody and all that. So yeah, 4.5 stars. That's why I'll give this match. Probably match of the night, either the main event or the triple threat match. The triple threat match from earlier with Bianca and them, very fantastic. 30 versus Mustafa Ali was pretty good. Corbin and Madcap I kind of predicted what was going to be the outcome of that match, but it was still okay. Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel, it was actually better than what I thought it was. So yeah, it was way better than what I thought it was going to be. So yeah, it was pretty good. The 6-person tag team match with Judgment Day and all them was pretty good as well. And the handicap match with Bobby Lashley and all them was pretty okay as well. So yeah, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. If you have you can check out the whole pay-per-view. It was pretty good. Not even going to lie. But like I said, match of the night, I don't know. Pretty damn good. The main event, the Hell in a Cell match, and the triple threat match from earlier. I would say both of them was equal to being match of the night, literally, because it was both damn good. But yeah, like I said, great matches for tonight's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. For tonight's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I'll get the whole pay-per-view itself out of 10 stars. I'll give this whole pay-per-view 9 out of 10. So yeah, I'll give it 9 stars. That's why I'll give the pay-per-view. Very good pay-per-view. If you have it, go check it out. But if you don't want to watch the whole pay-per-view, I have to recommend the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell, and the triple threat match from earlier with Bianca, Becky, and Asuka. So yeah, go check out both of those matches if you don't want. Check out the whole pay-per-view. But yeah, very great pay-per-view. Wish there was more SmackDown matches. because there was only one SmackDown match. But other than that, very good pay-per-view. But yeah, that's all I got to say. That has been my WWE Hell in the Cell 2022 reviews. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Ales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw reviews. See you guys later. Until then.